We have never seen anything like this before, as the Colorado Avalanche are off to a historic start to their season and are currently riding a 9-game win streak to run away with the first seed in the Western Conference and also run away with the President's Trophy. The Colorado Avalanche are the most dominant team in the NHL right now, and we're going to be breaking down all the reasons why and what exactly that means for the playoffs. All on this episode right here on Avalanche Digest. Welcome in, Avs faithful. So great to have you guys here. Always love to be talking about all things Avs with you guys. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing coming out of here. But let's actually just talk about what this historic precedent that the Avalanche are setting right now. Because this point was made several times, and I just want to reiterate, the Avalanche are the fourth team in NHL history with fewer than 2 regulation losses through 22 games. The Canadiens did it in 1927 to 28. The Flyers did it in 1978 and 9 to 1980, and the 2012 to 13 Blackhawks also did that as well to actually get off to this great of a start in the season. The Flyers and the Blackhawks did make the Stanley Cup Finals, by the way. The Blackhawks were the only team that win it, but still, I mean, that's like a 33.333 repeating chance of winning the Stanley Cup if you're taking any type of historical precedent. So that's pretty good odds, in my opinion, for winning the Stanley Cup. That's as best as you're going to get. And what a great time to be an Avs fan, because it's just all fun right now. The vibes are high in a weird NHL season where several teams are struggling. I don't know what struggling means right now, except when you're talking about the power play, but we don't need to talk about that at all right now. Let's just focus on how great the Avs have been. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, this is all thanks to Scott Wedgwood playing fantastic hockey, the best hockey in his career as a goalie. Blackwood did have that shutout that saved and stole a game for the Colorado Avalanche against the Predators the other day, but credit to Scott Wedgwood fully here. He is the rock that is holding this team together. He has just been such a stud for the Colorado Avalanche. So props to Scott Wedgwood. But getting into the actual player comps, I mean, these are the Avalanche's forwards and defensemen. Basically, what this analytical chart comes, courtesy from Jay Fresh, is that the Avalanche are a complete wagon at this point in time. You have so many of the Avs players in the upper right. That just means that's really good. That's my very, very serious breakdown of that. And honestly, soak in the standings as well, guys. I mean, the Avalanche are completely dominating the Central right now after a tight race with the Dallas Stars where you were thinking, man, how annoying is it that the Stars are just 4 points back of the Avs, even though the Avs are having a fantastic streak? If the Avs drop one game, the Stars are going to be right there behind them. Nope, the Avalanche hang on and are now stiff-arming everyone else in the Central Division. It's fantastic to see. I don't know how you can't be excited about that. A hard-earned cushion that the Avalanche have built themselves in the Central Division right now. Great to see. And also, something I want to soak in for eternity, look at the lead the Avalanche have on the entire rest of the NHL. The Avalanche have 7 more points than the next closest team in the Hurricanes, running away with the President's Trophy and running away with the first spot in the Western Conference. I'm curious about something because I've been thinking about, I'm celebrating early, even before we hit the 30-game mark. I'm thinking, if the Avs get the first spot in the Western Conference division or conference, what playoff team do I want to play? What second wildcard team do I want? And I want to know what you guys think. I want to compare. Let me know what your dream playoff team that the Avs go up against in the first round is, because I want to compare notes. But let's just cruise right along and actually just talk about the players, because they're the ones that are kind of making this all possible. Except, of course, for the actual last few games, then no. But honestly, you can see here, MacKinnon, Makar, and Necas, your top highest paid players, leading the way for you in this entire situation, because that is who you pay to do so. Nathan MacKinnon, the dog, was barking. He's got a league-leading 17 goals, going for the Rocket Richard Trophy. See him with 37 points as well, also leading the league in just points. Cale Makar, casually, hasn't really hit his stride yet fully. Still on pace for 100 points. That guy's crazy. Martin Necas earning every bit of his new contract with 28 points. And in the past, you would see, yeah, of course, the Avs top guys are leading, but there's no one really else. The Avs are top heavy, but you look down this lineup and you have scoring by committee for the entire rest of the bottom nine. That is fantastic to see. Arturi Lehkonen, Olofsson, Brock Nelson, Big Brock himself finding his swag and looking like a legit second-line center. Val Nichushkin still playing well, is injured now. But Ross Colton filling in the aggregate, also coming up with 11 points in 22 games. You got Burns and Malinsky looking like 40-point defensemen out there. It is just nothing short of fantastic right now for this Colorado Avalanche team. And when you look at this 9-game winning streak and you really start to look at every game, you'll notice that you have a non-MacKinnon line scoring every night for you. And that is so important to a winning team. And obviously you can see it's led to quite a lot of success. The Avs in that Tampa Bay game, you see Ross Colton making a play against his former team. Like Edmonton, everyone was getting in on the scoring there. That was literally everybody had a goal in that game, more so than they did not. I mean, Vancouver was such a hard-fought game. They take over and finally managed to grind it out with the help of a Gavin Brindley, who wasn't even on that chart because he's still working his way up. You see with Anaheim and Buffalo, Brindley also gets the game-winning goal in that game. You just have so many situations where, yeah, the top line would mostly do it all against Buffalo, but the very next game against the Islanders, it's the Avs' depth that wins them the game. And you just see this throughout every game. You have your top guys producing for you, but at the end of the day, it also has to be your depth that contributes to an actual game. So that is also something that has purely led into this 9-game winning streak. And right now, the Avalanche next opponent is the San Jose Sharks. I am really hoping they beat the San Jose Sharks to get 10 in a row. That would be amazing. It sounds like a trap game because, it's the San Jose Sharks. We can kind of take our foot off. And that's what happened the last time we lost to the San Jose Sharks. That was actually the last game the Avs lost, was to the Sharks. So should be interesting to see what happens there. I think that the Avalanche will go into it saying that's the team that beat us last. Chip on our shoulder, definitely go in and blow out the San Jose Sharks, show them what the league leading team can do, but it does have trap game written all over it. So it should be fascinating to see what exactly happens there. I'm just hoping for a 10-game win streak. I want to also talk about what's been happening recently because the Preds in Chicago were definitely trap games. There were easy opponents after a little bit tougher opponents like the Islanders, the Rangers, who were good on the road up until the Avalanche played them. And the Avs kind of took their foot off the gas against these two teams, at least for the first period of the Chicago game and the entirety of the Nashville game. And yet your goalies steal the game for you. Wedgwood and Blackwood do their jobs and ensure wins. So that's what you're hoping doesn't continue into that San Jose Shark game, because this is what the Avalanche were missing. With Georgiev and Annunen, you would never have gotten this level of performances from your goaltenders. That Nashville game would be a loss. The Chicago game would definitely be a loss. As a team that's given the Avs fits for quite a bit now, as always a team that beats the Avs when they shouldn't, great to see the Avs pull out a win there as well. But I also just want to close with talking about just how great this Avalanche start has been, because with this, you bank all of your points in the early season, and there always is the thing that goes around, by American Thanksgiving, the playoff teams that aren't in the playoffs are set. And I don't know about this year, especially with how close a lot of the teams are, but definitely if you're the top of the league and you bank a 7-point lead on the next closest divisional rival, which is the Dallas Stars, that is so crucial for the rest of the season, because you might see maybe a 4-point change throughout the rest of the season by the end of April, but having the 7 points as a cushion to just maybe the Avs get more injuries, maybe the Avs take a dip in their play, because as great as they've been, who knows if they can do it throughout an entire season, and they start to regress maybe to about 700 hockey for a bit, I would not be out of the question to say that this is the best stretch of hockey the Avs have played. It's what you need to do. You are building yourself your retirement fund in essentially for the rest of the entire season. So it's something that I don't really have a lot of worry from because the Avs have gotten themselves off to such a great start. And you look at not only the difference between 1 and 2, but look at the difference between the wild card teams at this point. You have over a 12-point lead for the closest wild card team in the Mammoth with the same amount of games played. The Jets are in free fall. The Central Division is basically wide open, and you can see that with the Minnesota Wild taking points. And at this point, I would not mind getting an opponent in the playoffs of the Winnipeg Jets. I would love that because, frankly, the Jets aren't a very good team in the playoffs. Do I mean offense by that? I kind of do. Yeah, just take that how you will. But that is going to do it for this episode of Avs Digest. Thank you so much for listening. So thank you so much for getting us to the subscribers we have. Started this channel only about 5 months ago, and we've already blown up as much as we've done. Couldn't do it without you guys. Love to bring you things all Avalanche, and we'll see you in the next one.